Welcome to the Team Ottawa podcast with Mayor Mark Sutcliffe. When I think about Ottawa, I think about all of the economic booms that are happening right now, and sometimes in industries that we aren't expecting.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with our local economy right now, and let's acknowledge as well, Sam, that it's a challenging time for our local economy because of lots of different things. The prospect of federal government job reductions, the tariff battle with the United States, the rising cost of fuel, economic uncertainty driven by world events. There are a lot of pressures on the local economy. So this is a time when we need to support local businesses and grow a much more diverse and rich local economy and create some jobs. And that's been one of my biggest priorities as mayor. And we have been working in the defense innovation space. So I met with a couple of companies in the last week, H2 Analytics and Anvil. I've met with other companies over the past few months that are doing really exciting things in the defense innovation space. They're building technology that is helping the Canadian Armed Forces, that is protecting our personnel, our men and women in uniform, cybersecurity products, drones, very, very exciting things that are going on in that space. And we need to support those companies and support that sector and see growth in that sector. Another area which is really exciting where we're diversifying and seeing economic progress and growth is the film and television industry. So Ottawa has, we're not Hollywood yet. We're not Toronto or Vancouver yet, but we have a rapidly growing film and television industry in our city. There are a number of productions that are filmed here every year, record number last year, lots of jobs created by that, lots of terrific people in the creative content space in our city who are doing amazing things. And I recently attended the Ottawa Screen Summit, the beginning of the Ottawa International Film Festival. This is an industry that contributes $120 million a year to our local economy, and we're proud of the productions that come out of Ottawa. They're very exciting, so we want to continue to support that. And a big driver of economic activity in our city is our ability to attract and retain the best talent. And our ability to attract and retain the best talent comes down to the quality of life we have in Ottawa. And we need to promote the terrific quality of life we have in our city. I was very proud of the fact that the Globe and Mail, in its annual ranking of more than 400 Canadian municipalities, ranked Ottawa as the number one major city in Canada for quality of life. They look at all kinds of different factors. They look at so many different things, and they rank all the cities in the country. And Ottawa was the number one major city for quality of life in the country. That's an asset for us. That's going to draw more people, keep more people in our city, talented people who are going to contribute to all of these industries.
It really is exciting to see that ranking. And I think about even the action plan in regards to primary care and really focused on
example.
Attracting doctors to our region.
Yeah, and that's, having great healthcare is part of great quality of life, and having great quality of life is what helps us attract doctors, nurses, and other healthcare professionals to live in our city and work here and contribute to the shortage we have right now in primary care providers. So we need to keep promoting quality of life. We need to keep investing in parks and recreation and community centers and swimming pools and skating rinks and recreation centers and better roads and sidewalks and all of the things that affect people's day-to-day lives.
And, it's not lost on me, Mayor. You're the mayor of the city of Ottawa, but there's a lot of people living in this city that have family that are experiencing some difficult times, some challenging times overseas. And you've been very supportive in connecting with communities. What's this last couple of weeks look like?
Yeah, it's very hard to watch the events that are going on in other parts of the world and see the devastation that's affecting some communities, and then to know that there are people here in our community in Ottawa who are tied to those communities overseas. So in the Middle East right now, in Ukraine, in many parts of the world, there are conflicts that are taking place. The war in Iran that's spread to other parts of the Middle East, the past conflict between Israel and Palestine, the war between Russia and Ukraine, These are all places where we have ties as Ottawa residents, and residents of Ottawa have been suffering through these times where they're not able to reach friends and family members in their home countries, where they're worried about their safety. And it's been a very difficult time. And I met with a group, as one example, a group of Persian Canadians or Iranian Canadians who live in our city and are very worried about their loved ones back home. And my heart goes out to them, and we need to continue to put our arms around each other in this community and make sure that people here feel supported as they go through these challenging times, regardless of what your politics are, regardless of how you feel about some of those events in other parts of the world. There are people in our city who are really suffering. And, that's another reason why we need to lean into some of the work we've been doing around building a city of kindness, making sure that while there are conflicts in other parts of the world, that here in Ottawa, we look out for each other and we support each other. We treat each other with respect and compassion. We recognize that people are suffering, and we take care of each other.
Mm-hmm. And the willingness as well, during the Kindness Symposium, City of Kindness Symposium, you hosted a number of faith leaders, and hearing from them as well during this challenging time. How important is it for you to stay close with the faith community?
Yeah, I've been very fortunate to connect with a number of leaders from across the faith community in Ottawa, and I bring together a group of leaders on a regular basis to get their input, to hear what's happening in their communities, and I go out and meet with members of religious congregations in the city. As you know, we just finished the month of Ramadan, and I attended a number of iftar dinners in mosques, in community centers, and in private homes over the course of the last month, and went to a big Eid celebration at the Oz Soccer Dome. It was too big for the mosque in Stittsville. The Stittsville Muslim Association couldn't fit all the people in their mosque, and so they held it in a soccer dome in Stittsville. And there were something like 1,000 people there celebrating Eid, and there are so many things about Ramadan that are consistent with the values we have as a community: the acts of kindness and selflessness, the compassion and care for others, thinking about the most vulnerable. That's what the period is all about. It's a sense of community and getting together and supporting others. So we need to continue to promote and support these events and these celebrations. And I'm proud to be invited to these events and to be welcomed by the different faith communities in our city. And let's keep bringing everybody together.
Mm-hmm, beautifully said. I was looking on social media and saw some posts this week. You had a very special young man come to visit you at City Hall. Tell me all about Caden.
Yeah, Caden's a great young man, and I first met him when I went to Bell Media to do an interview. And he was there too, doing an interview, because Caden is the CHEO champion for 2026. He is a CHEO patient who had, I'm not going to get the medical term for it right, but he had a form of brain cancer. He went through a period of treatment. He's okay now. He's cancer-free. He's a very, very smart, energetic, inspiring young man. I think he's 12 or 13 years old, something in that range, and very, very engaging. He has a lot of opinions about things. We had a great discussion, and he's become not just an advocate for CHEO, but a mental health advocate as well, because he went through some tough times when he was battling cancer. So he has a great story to tell that I think is going to help a lot of people. Great choice by CHEO to make him the CHEO champion this year. He's going to have a huge impact. He just started in the role, and we had a terrific chat in my office, and it was great to welcome him here, and I applaud him for the terrific work that he's doing.
And seeing him sit at that table, I thought, is he our mayor in 30 years?
Maybe,
he looked like he was pretty
He was dressed for the part. He was wearing a blazer, looked good.
It was
great guy. Yeah.
Thanks so much for getting caught up this week.
It's always a pleasure, Sam. Thank you.
Appreciate it very much. A Team Ottawa podcast with Mayor Mark Sutcliffe. Thanks for joining us.